Hello. Wow. Look what we got here. Oh my god. It's your two best friends. Top Keck versus Oops. What's going on? Look at that. Somebody clicked our video accidentally 12 times. Oh my god. I love it. Let's make it bigger. Oh yeah, there you go. Wow. That's better. Alright. YouTube will fix that later. Oh, so today we're gonna talk about. Oh wait, you're not even coming through. I had you muted. Look at that. Oh
I
man.
was muted the whole time. I was ranting and screaming.
Nah, man, don't worry. It's good. We're good.
Holy
we're good.
shit!
We're good, man. We're good.
Holy.
We're right on time. We're not late like yesterday. We were late like 40 minutes. Almost got fired.
Lord.
All right. So today, the topic of discussion, we're doing tier list.
We're doing tier list.
And this video is what we're doing.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the tiers. According to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, a tier, a row, rank, or layer of articles, especially one or more rows, levels, or ranks arranged one above another. It can also be defined as a group of political or geographic divisions that form a row across the map.
You got the definition here. We're official.
Yeah, man.
We're getting paid overtime.
But that's,
all right,
so these people are being racist when they put them in tiers.
It's a racism thing?
It's a racism thing. It's because Ken is white. That's why he's top tier.
Oh my god.
Probably
He's
Jewish.
got white privilege with those big feet, putting them in your mouth. Oh
Magneto is the best character in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and he's a Jew.
Just talking about it.
Pretty accurate.
Anyway,
I took some anti-Semitic rhetoric over here.
Look, I like the tunnel people. All right. I took some notes. I took some notes for this video, and I just want to point out like 3 things. And let's just listen. Let's just listen to Seething. And this video is titled "The Problem with Tier List." Problems with tier list. Let's go.
So something I found really fascinating. I talked about this recently.
Let's listen to that again.
So something I found really fascinating. I talked about this.
Something I found really fascinating. All right, let's go to 1 minute and 4 seconds.
Wait a minute. That was it?
Hold on.
And one thing I found funny, and I talked about this very recently.
One thing I found funny. So it's fascinating and it's funny so far. This whole tier list debacle discussion.
He's talking about.
And then we're gonna go.
Strive is a joke of a Guilty Gear game.
Hold on.
It is very interesting because
it is very interesting. It's all very interesting. Then this is this subject of tier list. Do you think it's interesting? I think it's probably the least interesting thing about fighting games. Wouldn't you agree?
I think it's the only thing that causes so much poo-flinging in the community.
Shit stirring, shit flinging. Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna say this. I think this guy and a lot of other people. You'll see it on event hubs all the time. You scroll down. Everyone's got a new tier list on Twitter, YouTube, whatever other social, Facebook, MySpace, Skonex. They got a new tier list. Every 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes is a new tier list from somebody about some game. Usually the newest Street Fighter, whatever the fuck that game might be, 5, 6. All the fucking time. And the only reason they do it is because it clicks. So let's go. Let's keep watching.
So the endorphins in the brain.
I talked about this recently. Tier lists are really interesting to me because when people post them, everybody uses it for one of 2 things. They scroll to their main and then they go, my main is too high, you've overrated them. Or their main is like really low and then they look for the character that they hate the most and then they're like, yeah, you got my character's replacement, but this character needs to go higher because I always lose to them and they're cheap. And then if
So already he's acknowledging the discussion isn't that interesting, right?
Oh, it's always been a flawed discussion from the beginning. Let's keep in mind that a majority of these games are out a week and not even fucking a month, and they're already making a tier list. They're already.
We'll get into that later.
And the reason why I'm bringing that up is that a majority of these new players never experience the arcade format, you know, where it was more of a schoolyard background talk about who's good and who's not. You know, nothing was really defined. Everything was up in the air. We were still trying to understand the game. Now that information is being processed so quickly, we're quick to make these assumptions, you know, and as a developer, it becomes very problematic. You know, you're looking at all these faults and you're trying to understand, you know, why the players feel this way when you intended the game to be played in one manner. There's a disconnect on both sides.
The good thing about this content from Sajam's perspective is that everyone has a different reason for why they're looking at the tier list. Like they want to blame their character, they want to confirm something they already believe. They want to see who's the highest in the list so they can pick them and win more games or some shit in that patch. Like everyone's got a different reason to look. Oh, I gotta find a tier list. Oh man, where's the tier list?
At that point, are you even playing the game to actually learn? You know, because
I do this too. Like I'll play. I've been playing Street Fighter 5 a little bit here and there just to fucking torture myself, and I did it too. I was like, you know, what's the tier list for this game? And I'll try and look up like the most accurate one, like the match spread or whatever, like those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like which character has whatever evos or whatever the fuck. And I'll try and like see like kind of where the character is. I don't look at it and go, oh, that character's on the bottom. Wow, I shouldn't pick that character. I just want to know, like, what do people think about this character, like in general. That's not for me to form a bias or like it's a fact. I don't look at it like it's a fact. Like, oh, this character's number one for sure. Some guy made a list.
That man has no knowledge. And another issue, I think, is that we need to think back in the beginning where everyone was using the video of Sanford Kelly telling players to pick a top tier. So what I think happened is that they misconstrued his message. And he spoke very positively of the character specialists in Japan. You know, he said, if you can do that, that's perfectly fine. But if I'm the most prideful motherfucker that you know, and you know that I'm going to pick a top tier, and that your character cannot beat my fucking character, you need to make an adjustment. Are you going to pick a character that can fight my character? Are we within the same fucking bracket? You know? And that's the reality. Do you have a pocket character, you know, to fight certain matchups? Or are you confident enough where you're like, you know, even though this is a 3-7 matchup, you know, I'll try my best. Let's see if I can get those 3 games by the good luck, you know?
But there's a lot of context in that statement. There's a lot of factors that go into that decision right there, and then people just take the sound clip, they focus on that, pick a top tier, and then they throw everything else he said out the window.
Exactly, and I think it has become an issue. You know, and you gotta understand, Sanford Kelly came from a time period where you either knew how to play the game or you fucking did it. Now nobody really plays the game. They allow the character to play for them. If that makes sense. You know, and it's not an issue.
It's
you know, these are how some would say it's controversial, but that's how the games are designed now. I don't think it's as problematic. You know? I mean, look at Ryu back in Street Fighter 2. Look the way that character was designed. The idea was that he was able to fight every matchup and somehow find a way to advance. You know? Is that the beginning of the tier list? Wink, wink. You know, because I always assumed that Ryu was able to fight everyone, you know, but then as the games got more and more complex, as they say, they just add more bells and whistles. It became more difficult for Ryu to gain those honest wins, you know, because some people thought that it was dishonest the way Ryu was winning. You know, I never felt that way.
Fireball, sure you can trap.
I thought that was the game. I thought that was Street Fighter. You know, you look at KOF and all this other shit. They're doing the same thing. What's different? They're doing the short hops and the rolls. Come on, man.
So let me play this video from this point. He's gonna say something else.
These power levels. I think tier lists are cool in a lot.
I just found too many places where he just kept saying different things. I think tier lists are cool. I think tier lists are interesting. I think tier lists are fun. The discussion about them. But honestly, all it is him seething that.
They're supposed to generate interesting discussion. But why?
They're supposed to generate interesting discussion. Do you agree with that? That a tier list is meant to make interesting discussion?
I think what happens indirectly, most players begin to get salty. There is you get overcome with this knowledge.
But do you think that when people see a tier list, they come together and say, let's discuss this tier list together. Let's talk about this.
I think it's more of a self-reflection, is what I'm trying to get at. Because at that point, do you really want to talk with anybody about your meta versus the character you're trying to overcome? Unless you're really trying to understand the matchup. And that's fine. Those discussions are healthy.
I'm going to be honest. Both players, I think this is like I think this is an online phenomenon where people just, they see the tier list video, whatever it is, and then they drop in a comment, and then they fucking go on to something else. They don't lose any sleep over this kind of shit. You know what I mean? They might talk about it like in passing with some other person, but at the end of the day, like, it's a more nuanced discussion. It's like, oh, Luke has this in this matchup, like he beats me here. I'm trying to figure out what I can do in this matchup specifically. No one's looking at the tier list and going, oh man, Luke is on top. I hate this game. I think what he's mad about specifically is like the YouTube algorithm. Because if you watch, where is it? Where does he do it?
Don't you start with that shit.
Oh, we're gonna keep watching. Actually, just keep watching. Here we go.
What happens is if you look up any tier list video, right? Like, let's just type in what, and then there's a big spike at the very end of the video. You look at the most watched sections. Nobody has watched anything in the video. They don't give a fuck about any of the video. They just click this because this part has the full tier list. They load into the video right there.
So say Jam, let's say he makes a tier list video. He gets all the clicks. He gets some comments, but he doesn't get his watch hours. The viewers are messing up his algorithm. What are you doing, viewers? You gotta give this man his watch hours. He made a tier list video. You can't just skip to the part that you want to see. No.
Nothing is set in stone. This is why patches are so problematic in fighting games. At least with Street Fighter 6 currently, they haven't decided to patch the fucking game. As far as I know, I think they made small adjustments, but nothing truly game-changing. They're still waiting for that one thing.
But do you see what he's saying here? It's like they skip to the end of the video. Like, how these YouTubers, like, they need the algorithm to work. All the working parts, likes, the subscribers, the views, the comments, and the watch hours. And they put up this video, they're not getting the watch hours. You don't think it's the same with Sajam when he makes a tier list video? I know he's made probably a bunch. This is him seething like we are, but in a different aspect. He's seething about his algorithm not working. Please watch all the content. Watch this whole thing of me discussing tier lists. Please. Don't just click to the end, which I'm going to do right now. Look, click to the end. Uh-oh.
If I watch his fucking video and he starts to discuss potentially how a character can play, and 2 weeks later, Capcom decides to be like, the character doesn't even play like this anymore. We're going to change everything. That was a waste of a video. I wasted my time watching that fucking video. So I'm not surprised people are skipping the whole video and going to the end and they want to see what this guy's interpreting as the tier list so far. All right, where does he have my character? Where does he have everybody else? All right, good day, guys. People can fucking care less,
I really don't like this guy in this content. Honestly. Like, he just keeps saying it's interesting, it's fun, it's so interesting, it's so cool, guys. These tier lists, they generate such interesting discussion, and then he's shitting on everyone that's discussing the tier list. I don't know.
So yeah, I'll give you one. Look up Marvel vs. Capcom.
Hold on, we're gonna get to that for sure. I want to get to you in that, but I did a little bit of research, a little bit, and I looked up some Japanese tier lists for third strikes.
Oh,
and
the intelligent one.
These are different kinds of tier lists. These go by like tournament results, I believe, right?
And matchups are also correct.
And it's all matchups. So Yun, he has a 7
That's
here,
correct.
and that's like who's that supposed to be? Sean or 12?
Yes.
You can see it better on this side. So Yun over here, he's got a 5 against Chun-Li. Ken, 5 with Yun. If we go down to Sean, he's got a 2 against Yun. Right? And then you see over here 8. So that's where it correlates. This 2 here correlates to this 8 over here. So it all kind of goes along this grid. Everybody's matchup. Everyone's matchups. So this matchup's 8-2, this matchup's 5-4, this and that. And I was trying to find an earlier tier list. The earliest one I could find was like 2014. And to be honest, I'm not sure what these results are from, but they're more or less the same.
That's interesting.
I was trying to find, let's see.
Can you find a tier list from Street Fighter New Generation?
I'm not even sure. I have to type in the stuff in Japanese just to even find any any results. Because if you do the American one, they give you this kind of tier list, which is like a bunch of rows, of characters, and
all in that and shit.
it's like, I think this character's here. I think this character's this. Blah blah. It's not based on any metric. It's not based on results. It's not based on matchups. These are based on results, based on matchups. This is like an actual tier list spread, and even then, I can go in with Q and be like, all right, let's see, 4. There's a 4 here. Yang. Okay, so my matchup against Yang isn't as bad as my matchup with Young, right? Or my matchup with Chun-Li. And it goes like, oh, there's a 5 here. Necro. Okay, so that matchup's even based on this chart. And this is 2019 here. And another thing I want to say is that we got all these people making tier lists, right? And they're making tier lists for a game that's like a week old, a month old. We're almost like a year into Street Fighter V. They're still making tier lists. The thing is that if you say a character's like low tier, like it could be like potentially they go up in the tier list as the game matures.
Yeah, of course.
Like I was trying to find an older tier list, but I remember specifically that Yang was a bit higher on the older tier list.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. I think it was the reverse. He was lower, and then eventually he became higher.
Something like that. So like we could be playing Street Fighter 6, and then like if this version of the game never changed, in I don't know 6 years, people start going, oh, actually Jamie's OP. You can do this with Jamie, and then this goes into this, and then people start figuring stuff out, discovering the character more and more.
Yeah.
When the game first came out, when 6 first came out, people were saying that Chun-Li was kind of weak. She wasn't that good. And now people are saying she's top. She's the best. She's one of the best. She's the best character in the game. So this information changes over time. You can't just look at a game and the tier list and be like, oh, they got to patch this because Chun-Li's too weak. Oh, Chun-Li needs buffs. It's 2 months in. And then they buff Chun-Li. Capcom's like, oh, I guess we'll buff Chun-Li. And then now that we know that Chun-Li's like strong in the game, it's like, oh, she got a bunch of buffs when she didn't need them.
Yeah, now she's fucking unstoppable.
This cycle just keeps repeating itself and repeating itself. The fans scream out and say, oh, this character's weak, please fix this patch, blah, 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 blah. And then the games just become like what's the point of playing? They're just gonna patch your character next week. Why would I play? I'll just wait. I'll just wait till the next patch. Then I'll play again.
Which is what most are waiting for.
So which one do you want me to look up? Marvel?
Yeah, look up the Marvel
tier list?
Yeah, tier list.
Shoryuken's dead, my friend. What should I look up?
God damn it, I'm gonna have to find it for you.
Yeah, go ahead and look for that. So the thing about Marvel 2 is that it's a team game. So you can't really look at it and say, this character is...
Go to the one.
Which one?
Super Combo Wiki. No, it's right there. No, it's right there. The third option. Yeah.
Super Combo Wiki. Uh-oh, I'm scrolling to the end of the video to find the content I want. This one on here?
Yeah, that's it. It's right there. Jews tier list.
Look, let's not use that kind of language here.
So I want.
Go ahead.
I don't even start. I want people to understand like the reason why this tier list is structured in the manner it is. So it's the God tier. So generally, these 4 characters right here are unstoppable, especially when they're mixed in with the A tier characters and B tier characters, because those are essentially the assists that you would want to use to gain the upper hand against everyone else. You know, and the reason why generally accepted that Sensunu is more stronger than Storm is because Sensunu can stop basically the whole entire cast in the game. He makes everybody else unplayable. So the only ones that can really keep up with him at that point is Cyclops, Iron Man, War Machine, Doctor Doom, Strider here, you Spiral, you know, Blackheart, Dawson, Psylocke, Captain Commando, Trombone. The other characters can do it, but it's a lot more. It's a far more difficult matchup. So I think what ultimately happened is that they were looking at these older tier lists from these older games, and they were trying to apply some of the same rhetorics for these newer games. And I think that somehow they got a lot of ideas misconstrued, because I remember at one point the Street Fighter 4 tier list kept going back and forth for each version, and nothing was really set in stone. And I believe there were some differences between the Japanese tier list and the American tier list for Street Fighter 4.
For sure. Yeah.
There was a lot of big differences, you know. And the same can be said for Street Fighter 5. You know, and I've always said that a lot of people need to understand this. Like, please keep in mind, this tier list for Marvel 2 that's generally accepted is made by a Japanese player. All right, no fucking American made this tier list. It was a Japanese player, and we all looked at it and we was like, yeah, this is pretty accurate. You know,
damn,
we have this
my boy Amigo on the bottom. Damn,
because he was a bad character. You know, there are certain setups to do him. He's a bad character. You know. I mean, now there are certain characters now that are moving up the tier list. You know, like Shumagorath is slowly starting to move up now. The Thanos is starting to move up, especially with a lot of these mid-tier players now. I know Spider-Man is getting a little bit higher, especially now that Chaos found these new mix-ups with him and Doom and Sentinel. So there's a lot of new things that they're trying to figure out to mix things up. I know Justin Wong and Chris Matrix also did a tier list for Marvel 2 recently, where they did a ratio tier list and a new updated tier list. But, you know, I really don't pay no mind to that at the end of the day. You know, like, to me, this is pretty much set in stone. But I do want to mention this, that there is an American bias, you know, in terms of, like, the information that's spread out. Like, we do feel as if we are the better players, you know, and maybe some tournament results would prove that, you know, but in terms of, like, the knowledge and the technicalities, I do say that the Japanese do have the upper hand in that, in terms of how they study the game and how notes are written down. For us, you know, we do keep certain things to ourselves, but that age doesn't exist anymore. So, like, we want to be the first ones to throw everything out, where the Japanese are a little bit more reserved. They're trying to study and understand it.
So, I wasn't aware of this, but are the Japanese playing Marvel 2, like, competitively?
Actually, yes, the Japanese were playing Marvel 2. So what I recently found out is that I think I don't know if I told you this, but for Magneto's ROM Infinite combo, the developers were very aware of it. They knew about it back since X-Men versus Street Fighter. So when they were making Marvel 2, they didn't really change anything. They just simplified it enough where you could still do his infinite combos. And they did the same thing for every other character that had an infinite combo. Like, some characters have infinite combos, but they're very difficult and strict. Like Cyclops has one that's a very strict combo. And I'll be honest with it. But sorry about that. Some of them are mostly corner setups, so they're not necessarily practical in tournament matchups. Not to say that you can't pull it off, and if you do pull it off, it's pretty hype, you know. But yeah, the Japanese were playing the game. They were.
Are they still playing?
Yeah, they're still playing it. There's some characters now. I forgot the name of them. They're all on Twitch. I can't name them at the top of my head, but I know the main famous Japanese player was Mitsu. He played Storm, Iron Man, and Cable, if I'm correct. Team Mitsu. He was very well known for that team. And that team is very strong, has a lot of good fundamentals, you know, and it covers all ground. It's a very strong team.
Soulless name.
You know? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the Japanese were known for playing like the Action versus Street Fighter, the Marvel suit. Like they were coming up with a lot of the Magneto combos. Like we a lot of people think the Americans were doing it. Nah, it came from Japan.
I
It
know.
was a player by the name of Bob. If I'm correct.
I know. Like, I got this channel on my feed that they almost all the time, not all the time, but like every like month or so, I'll see like a new X-Men versus Street Fighter or what's the one with the gems? Which one is that?
Oh, Marvel superheroes. Yeah,
Yeah, Marvel
that's a really
Superheroes. I
good
see them
one.
playing that often. And I'll like stop in and watch, and I'm like, that's pretty crazy what they're doing. It's fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy mechanics in those games, and you'll see that those mechanics once again were trying to be carried over into these modern games, but they failed. They weren't able to capture that true essence. Like in Marvel superheroes, they had the gems mechanic, or the stones, but they try to make it where the stones were the assist, whereas the gems in Marvel superheroes were more of a luck factor. They just pop out in the ring, and whoever grabs them, they have the upper hand. They can use the stone, for certain
I got you.
hat tricks, as they say. There's a lot of crazy shit you can do in that game. It's very broken, but Spider-Man's the best character in that game, believe it or not.
Wait. Oh, in right. Okay.
Yeah, Marvel superheroes. Yeah, he's the best character in that game. It's bugged out. All right, show me a Street Fighter tier list.
Which one?
I don't know. Show me a Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter 2 tier list? Oh boy.
Yeah. Not an American one. Show me the Japanese one.
I don't even know where you would find this. Like I had
Yes,
to,
Japanese
I had to
on
type
Reddit.
stuff in Japanese. Like, I don't even know.
I guess go to Super Combo Wiki.
Super Combo Wiki.
No, it's a little bit more up. A little bit more up. There you go, Super Combo Wiki. Aim and accuracy.
Am I blind?
Yes, you're blind. You can't see it. The
Blind.
man is blind.
I
Listen.
saw it last time, and now I'm blind.
Yeah. All right, right there.
Where? Oh. 2008. Oh no.
Yeah, and then go back up. There's another one that's even older. Yeah, this is from Arcadia, February 2000, right there.
Akuma.
Yeah, S rank.
Extremely powerful. S rank. Sagat, Dawson, Boxer, Claude, Chun-Li. I thought Vega was the only one who could wall dive. I thought this game was all nonsense. It should be Sagat and then Vega on top of him, and then nobody else.
Well, once again, the Japanese showing that they know how to fucking outplay you. Look at that. They got Ryu, DJ, Gao, Old Ken, Dictator, Old Hawk. And remember, I want people to keep in mind, at one point they were considering Old Hawk or T-Hawk in general as a god tier character, because he could just kill you in 3 SPDs. And that was it. Yeah. That is godlike.
Ratio tournament. Ratio 4. So basically this goes by the tier list. Huh.
Yeah.
So I was reading a little bit of this, but I don't know if this is.
What is this garbage?
This is everyone's favorite person to hate, David Serwin. Here's a matchup chart for Street Fighter HD Remix.
Oh shit, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried to balance this fucking piece of shit game. A lot of people were pissed off.
So apparently the match spread isn't that bad. It goes 10-0, whereas the third strike one goes like plus 30. I've seen it go to 38 to like negative 36. So I guess in terms of quote unquote balance, this would be a pretty good spread. I do wonder, is there a spread, matchup spread for Street Fighter 6? I mean, there has to be, right?
Maybe the Japanese are working on it.
Here's Reddit. Oh boy, my favorite website. I love it so much. Do not steal. Watermark. Don't steal my matchup chart, dude.
What the fuck? Can't even read it.
So this is going off like percentages. I think they got this from the online. Is this from the online stuff? Today, ranked games, ranked in the top 1500.
Oh, okay.
So this is like online matches. I mean, I guess we could take this with a grain of salt, but let's see. What's the worst matchup in the game? It has to be super bright red. Is this 30, 32? Is this the worst one?
39.
I see a 32 here. So 32 is Zangief versus Dalzin. What's the best matchup in the game? Well, that would be the best one, right? Let's see. Where is Ryu at? Apparently Ryu wins the most matches. And Jamie.
Apparently Ryu wins the most matches.
And Zangief too. Yeah, I don't think this Chills is worse. This is like ranked online shit. Yeah. Well, that's it for the show. Unless you want to talk about something else, we'll move on.
Nah, man, that's it, man. Just let me tell you something, guys. Just please take the tier list with a grain of salt. The issue with today's games is that they're trying to patch them every fucking 3 months. You can't take any of this shit seriously. There's going to be an online consensus, but don't be that prideful motherfucker. Learn the game. Learn how to react. Press your buttons correctly. Enjoy the ride. All right? That's the point. Have fun while you're playing the game. Don't fucking get overzealous and then you start throwing your arcade stick everywhere. You know? You don't want to do that. The whole point is to have fun.
I feel personally attacked with that.
That's the fucking issue. Everybody wants to go online and be fucking angry at the world and angry at the fucking game. And then they want to get online and be like, this is the tier list. This is how I view everything because I lost 20 fucking matches in a row. It's like, come on, man. Get out of here, you fucking idiot.
I thought they generate interesting discussion.
Nah, man. I don't make no interesting discussion. There's 2 idiots screaming at a wall.
As much as I dislike Street Fighter 6, I will say one thing they have done correctly is not patch the game for like a long time.
That I do applaud them for. I'm very happy for that. I'll be honest.
But at the same time, I have no hope that they're gonna remedy whatever the fucking mess this is.
What would you even want them to change? Would that even change the tier list?
Me?
You know, just
I fucking want them to make the game over from the ground up. Personally, me. But, you know, for the average Street Fighter 6, you know, knockoff KOF anime game enjoyer, like, they probably want something else. I don't know what the fuck they want.
So what's your tier list for Street Fighter 6, man?
It's my character on top and everybody else's character on the bottom.
Alright.
Alright. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. So desu ne. Arigatou
Where's the clapping?
gozaimasu. There it is.
Here you go, my Japanese clapping.
So desu ne. Hi.
Hi.
Alright, see you later, homo.
Alright, kill yourself.